Welcome to episode 819 of Hard Factor. It's Friday, November 19th, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will. Full house of hosts today.
That's right.
To talk about, well, to close out the week. I don't know what we're talking about. I got voicemails and reviews at the end. Wes, what's in the cup of coffee?
So we got a little update from a story Mark did yesterday. Some good news. We're going to be talking about one of America's greatest heartthrobs and a little Instacart talk.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Pat, where are we going after that?
Oh, we're talking about these two pieces of shit that stole a bunch of money from COVID relief, and then there's a bit of a twist in the story, and it's just a lot of that's hitting the fan right now. I ripped off the government for COVID, and now I'm facing charges. So.
Fraud. Yeah, lots of the charge is coming.
It's charge season right now.
What about you, Mark? What do you got?
Well, it's the TikTok international moment for me, but on Fridays I like to do a little bit of Florida Man Friday, so like it can be some domestic too, right? So I got a big story about eating, a big story about drinking, and then sandwiched in between's a drugging. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic. We're also, we're getting closer every day, but again, we need more help. At Hard Factor News on Instagram, get us to 50,000.
Will's not going to stop mentioning it until you
Let's
do it.
do it this weekend.
Yeah,
That's right.
Let's do it this weekend.
You got to do it.
Well, I'm not going to mention it again until it happens. But
no, you should. No, I want you to.
Going.
Let's
no,
make
I think
it.
You should
this
mention
weekend,
it every
though.
time.
Let's make it this weekend, though.
Yeah,
and while you're
do it.
there, help us to get 35K on TikTok, 25K on Twitter. Come on, at Hard Factor News. Let's do it.
It's not hard
Yeah, it's really not just
for you.
Click of a button, really.
Make it happen.
Yeah, it's the name of our show, right? It's like Hard Factor or Hard Factor News, one of the two.
You just
At
throw
Hard
news
Factor
on the back
News.
of it.
Boom.
Yeah,
At Hard Factor News.
It's pretty easy.
It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I mean,
Pretty
if I
easy.
was going on social media, I was like, hey, what's my daily news show called? Let me check. Okay, you can do an to find an account, and then their show's called Hard Factor. They do the news
And then you just
at Hard
click
Factor
like
News.
follow, right? And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you open Instagram, you search for Hard Factor.
We're
News,
even
and you click
verified.
follow.
We're even verified,
Right.
Mark. You wouldn't believe it. Like, one of
Right.
those checks, the blue checks. It's,
You can also, this is like just for like a super fan, but like when we were kicking around names for the show, right? I got a whole bunch of domains and ats that we didn't end up using. So like you can check out like at News Bukkake, and that'll forward you to Hard Factor.
nice. So
Is
you
that
can
new?
even get
I don't know why
followed
that-
to us.
I don't understand why that name didn't stick. That was my vote, but
Right.
News Bukkake.
I think
It's
Barstool liked it.
pretty representative. of
no
the
one
show.
liked it. I did.
But you have to deal with it.
No, I know.
When
That's what
when
I'm
a
saying.
news bukkake comes, you're not going to like it, but you have
No,
to
but-
deal with it.
But you get it. You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
Yes.
better like it. If you're involved, you better
But it
enjoy
comes right to your face.
It's not like you're going to walk out of the room not informed, covered information.
Those
you
are
know?
the people I
Yeah.
feel the worst for in the
True.
world is people who aren't into a bukkake and end up at one.
That's
whether-
unlucky.
Gotta
That's
read the fine print
unfortunate.
on the invitation.
Is this church meeting? It's bukkake?
I learned a lot
What's
about yourself.
that?
Mm-hmm. Thought it was a pastry dish.
Oh. Hmm.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place.
Oh.
Can't leave? Okay.
All right.
I'm the guest of honor. I'd be rude if I.
Maybe my Uber's still outside.
Got to do what?
Yeah.
Head of the table, huh?
Last.
Oh, good. The face is here.
The face. Why do they keep calling me the face?
All right, you guys want to do the news?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
It is the cup of coffee in the big time. And fun fact to start today, the wood frog, okay, can hold its piss for up to 8 months.
Whoa.
Sticking it out through the region's long winters before relieving themselves once the temperatures increase. I got a little picture of a wood frog. So basically what happens is they freeze in Alaska is where they live, I guess. It's not really, I don't think he has a choice on whether or not he
No,
wants to
he
piss or not.
can't pee. He's frozen.
He's totally frozen.
That's
Probably he's
fucked
got
up.
icicles on his feet.
It's like some out of Chronicles of Narnia, man.
Fucking awesome.
But also, the urine actually helps keep the animal alive while it hibernates with special microbes in their gut that recycle the urea, which is urine's waste, into nitrogen. So it actually, the urine and the waste keep
Yeah, so
this
it
thing alive through
Can
the winter.
sit there frozen.
It's got a
Mhm.
NOS tank on it.
Yeah.
You
It's
know how
crazy.
we're using gorilla jokes as a joke. You can now use the wood frog. Like if you're on a long road trip and someone's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, you're like, you gotta wood frog it.
That's
You know?
right. Yeah.
Freeze yourself. Just
Yeah.
throw an ice
Hold
pack
it
at
like
him.
the wood frog. Yeah.
I'm not a
Toss this
goddamn
on it.
wood frog back here.
That'd be badass. So imagine like if people could freeze like that. That'd be cool. Like if you could just wait out the winter.
It would be such a good
frozen.
excuse.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, like it'd be cool. Like,
Sorry
Yeah.
to make it to your kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
Frozen.
yeah,
How was it?
got stuck.
I
out
was
there.
frozen. Yeah.
Would have loved to have been there. Couldn't move.
But Will, isn't
Feel
that,
fine now though.
Isn't that what like millionaires and egomaniacs are trying to do? They're trying to freeze
Yeah,
themselves.
they're trying to, but
Yeah.
the wood frogs got us beat. I mean, by like
Yeah.
millennia.
Maybe
you know?
just
Things been
maybe
doing
just
it forever.
study the wood frog. Yeah.
That was one of my least favorite parts when I was drinking was if I had to, like, if you went on like a road trip or something, because my bladder sucks. But I know I was gonna drink, so I would be the guy that
even
was asking
worse.
people to pull over every
Yeah.
10 minutes, and then I would always try to outlast someone,
You can
but I
make it
never
about
could.
2 hours, Wes, without a pee.
Yeah,
It's-
it was
that's-
Drinking
tough.
on a road trip.
It's
Yeah.
anxiety, but what are you gonna not drink on the road trip if you're not
Exactly.
driving?
No,
I mean,
no.
you just suffer the anxiety and the
No.
pain,
Right.
and then you
It was
demand
tough.
to
You
pull
just-
over eventually.
and then Wes's move is just jump on immediately when anybody wants to stop.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is. As soon as there's a stop brought up,
Wes,
is like,
Absolutely.
oh,
Wes
yeah,
is just silently willing someone else to pee. He's like, come
Mhm.
on,
Yeah, just-
someone else mention it.
Writhing in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Holidays, November 19th. It is Have a Bad Day.
Oh, fuck that.
So you got to wish people a bad day. So I hope you guys have a
No.
real bad day
Because
today.
he had a bad day. Is it because
Um,
that song came out today?
Yeah.
It's also Equal Opportunity Day. But who's the moron that put this day on the next day? So let's not talk about equal opportunity because it's also International Men's Day, boys. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of those tit for tats, like
Right.
the Little
It
Mermaid
is,
trolling.
so-
We
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah. Hope you guys have a good. Hope you guys have a good day making more money than all those women out there.
Yeah.
It's also National Toilet Day on International Men's Day.
Enjoy peeing standing up today.
Yeah, it's good. It's
in your
good.
toilet.
It's about awareness. Everyone should have access to toilets and sanitary conditions. So
Was it steak and football day too? Was it
well, just wait. It's International Men's Day, and I've got an international men's story for you guys later. On this day, 2017, Charles Manson died in prison at the age of 83. So
Is that true?
that's what it said.
I thought he was still with us, man.
I thought he was alive too. Did
Really?
one of him die? Like one of his schizo things?
No, he died. He died November
I think
19,
he's dead.
2017.
I'm pretty sure
He's dead.
No, he's dead.
Yeah, he's
Bummer.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's this day. in
He
history.
still haunts us.
Right. Yeah.
Wow,
That
died
website
in
was-
Bakersfield, huh?
Died in prison.
The hive is
Um,
strong.
That's fodder for the San Francisco team to
Ooh, it is.
come at Bakersfield with.
Oh, we're gonna get to more of that in the voicemails. Don't worry.
Nice.
Nice. 1969, Pele scored his 1,000th career goal. Brazilian soccer phenom. And in 1863, President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address at the dedication of the National Cemetery in Pennsylvania during the American Civil War. So big day. Yeah.
4 score. 7
Four score.
Years ago.
Very nice.
Honorable mentions. Kyle Rittenhouse, the judge, has banned the media from the courtroom because apparently there was someone following the jury van.
Is it all media or just MSNBC?
I think it might be maybe it's just MSNBC. I don't know, but yeah, someone was following the jury bus and
Right,
he got
with-
pissed.
Was that like a guy trying to intimidate or like a journalist who's an idiot?
Well,
I
listen, there's
also had
could be
seen
both.
Idiot.
theories that there was an idiot claiming to work for NBC that got NBC screwed. So
Mhm.
who knows? But
Yeah.
somehow.
Idiot. You can't follow the jury around and like try to take pictures of them and ask them questions and
They
shit.
followed
You
the
can't do
bus.
it.
Yeah,
If
He
you
followed
want
the
to
bus
do
and
vote a
claimed he
certain
was
way, you
working
can.
for the media.
Can't.
They
do it.
also said there were people inside the courtroom filming the jury before, so this is just the last straw for the judge. Also, in the Ahmaud Arbery case, the prosecution just annihilated Timothy McMichael's guy when he got
That
on the
guy.
stand. He got destroyed today.
So you tipped me off that he was on the stand. I watched a lot of the defense. I didn't watch the prosecution. His
Mhm.
defense was so fucking weak. It was
Oh,
like you were in the Coast Guard, right? He's like, yeah. And they're like, and what'd you do for the Coast Guard? He's like, security. He's like, so they trained you like to always worry about security, and your mind is like, you see anything black near anything valuable, you're a
trained killer, aren't you?
They tried to make him a cop.
They tried to say his brain was wired by the Coast Guard to be a racist murderer. It's like, okay.
Right. Yeah, it's not. No, I mean, they're basically what happened was those two. It was the father son were just rolling through their neighborhood, and they saw another guy who lives in the neighborhood who happens to be black, and he was looking through an unfinished house, which is not like a crime. I don't think.
No,
it's not a crime. That's where the whole like citizen's arrest, probable cause. Like this prosecutor is amazing. She just destroyed the defense today.
Who hasn't walked up to like an unfinished house and checked it out?
Yeah,
right.
He didn't have any
guns.
I'm in there.
In your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, it looks like at least the McMichaels will be going to jail. I'm not sure about the other guy who was doing the videotaping, because he was literally just working on his porch when this all happened. A lot of people
said he was in with the McMichaels. There was,
dude, I don't know.
We'll have to see. I mean, those two definitely need to go.
Those
to jail.
two definitely are going.
The father son need to go to jail.
I forget the name of the filmer, but yeah, we talked about him at the time.
Mr. Bryan, I think it was.
It did seem convenient that he was right on it, but
they passed his house. That's what happened, and he ran and got the truck and followed them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the top trends. Number 3. This article should put Mark's mind at ease a little bit from the press release. This is about Instacart. Instacart is the on-demand grocery platform is rolling out new safety features for its delivery workers. The company has launched a new shopper safety alert feature that will notify its delivery providers of local critical incidents. The feature leverages law enforcement, social media, local news to create automated alerts. So it looks like this. Hey, there's another shooting in the shooting neighborhood. Don't deliver there today. So if you live in a bad neighborhood, you're probably not going to be getting Instagram or Instacart deliveries anytime.
If you hear a gunshot, don't order that day.
Right.
In your neighborhood.
Really? So if you live in a crime-ridden neighborhood, Instacart, because they're trying to keep the shoppers safer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I'm always worried about just someone that lives in a remote place, just kidnapping,
being a creeper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I'm not worried about a stray bullet. I'm more worried about can you bring the groceries in? I'm a little bit old, and then
well, it's a give and a take.
The
though,
door locks behind.
That's a classic tactic of creepers. But at the same point, you have the breadcrumb trail of technology, right? So you hope that balances it out, but then also
you might find them eventually, but there might be tunnels. And they might move them to a different location.
You know what Instacart's going to do though is they're going to abuse this feature.
Just kill themselves after they do whatever they're going to do with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Instacart
bothers me.
Instacart now has a red light, a red light district function where they can be like, nope, we're not going there. So they're just going to willy nilly use it whenever they want.
Or they just charge more to go there, and it's like the poor neighborhood anyway. So they can't even afford it. So it's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's
it's a company. They're going to do something with it. Yeah.
Yeah. They also got in the app, there's also a new feature that they can it's going to be connected directly with law enforcement. So if you're out, you just push a button on the app for the delivery people, and it'll notify law enforcement. So it's good sign they're taking steps towards humans jobs, I guess, versus just automation. That's I guess a good way to
yeah, they're putting money into humans. What?
Yeah, putting money into humans.
Can I tell you guys about a crock of bullshit that happened to me last night?
Of course.
Well, I'm just letting it go, right? Because
clearly,
fuck it, it's dark out. So I'm ordered McDonald's for dinner, and I was
that'll teach you depression.
Come on, Fatathon's in. It's last week. We got it.
Well, you picked up where I left off. When I stopped weighing in, you started weighing in. That's perfect. Right. Thank you. We're one fat guy together. But I ordered McDonald's, and I got my normal order, or large Big Mac with Coke, fries. But I threw a McRib on there, right? Because I'm like, fuck it, let's try it. What up? And I'm so stoked. And I was like, Kate, I got a McRib. We're gonna split it. We're gonna do some content off of it.
Did she want in on it, or was she?
She was like,
thrown off?
Fuck you. I've had a McRib before, and I was like, no, you don't get it. It's trending. So it shows up.
Kate scoffed at the McRib. No offense, but I've seen what she eats.
No, she's food trash. She's just had it a bunch of times before. She was like, "Oh, you're impressed by McRib?" she's like eating a SpaghettiOs.
Yeah,
she's like, "Come to any birthday party I had from one to last year. There's McRibs there." But my point is, I get the bag, and it's Uber Eats, which is the sickest because it's the sealed bag, right, from McDonald's. They have the deal, and I open it up, and the first thing I see is an orange drink. And I'm like, this isn't good.
Oh, no, it's not your order?
And then I go deeper, and I got a fucking child's order. I got 3 double cheeseburgers,
Oh.
no
But-
onions, no
3
pickles,
double cheeseburgers.
no,
Oh,
just
no onions, no
plain,
pickles.
That's upsetting. No pickles.
and a high C.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even an orange soda; it was a fucking high
That-
C.
if they just had the onions and pickles, that's actually a fire order. 3 double
3?
cheeseburgers
Yeah.
and a high
And a
C.
high
That's not
C.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a fucking child. Some unrefined palate ordered that shit.
Sorry, that. But
That
I mean,
sucks.
that's
Hey,
the
there's always
danger, so-
tonight.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh,
Yeah, there
was your
is.
order wrong? Take a picture." And then I'm like halfway through it, so I had to make it look like
Yeah.
I didn't eat it yet. You know,
Yeah, you got
Nah,
like
delivery.
your mouth's filled not with pickles, but
spit
it's full.
some of it out. Take a picture.
What do you think the percentages are on delivery? It's like what 90% you get the right order. Or-
I don't know, but I tip
or, like-
really well on purpose on delivery. Like I try
That
to
doesn't change
get
it,
them at
though.
least
They just
$10.
make mistakes.
I had a bad one the other day. I had like $100 fancy dinner delivery with like entree and app, and like it came, and the person was diamond rated on Uber Eats, not even 5 stars. They couldn't. They had like 17,000 reviews. They didn't even have a percentage of like 4.9 out of 5 or 5 because they were diamond rated. And the lady shows up and drops off the wrong mark. It was Mark G instead of Mark B, and it was a completely wrong order for like $100 worth of food. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
But you got the free food,
I did,
right?
but I didn't want that. I mean, I did eat some of it, but like I did like call an audible and like order like Domino's or some bullshit.
That's bad.
Like,
That's, yeah, it's always bad
for
when
like
you
a
get-
fancy dinner, even though it was to go, but like a fancy dinner
Yeah.
to like shitty pizza.
Yeah, you ordered candles. She didn't even bring them.
Yeah, exactly.
the wall. Also, another
They
bad
don't
one is
care.
when when it's delivered to the wrong door,
Right.
Mhm.
and then you just like, and then you're just sitting there just
Well, if
holding
you've
your
been
dick.
listening to the day shows, like I've been getting Pizza Hut showing up to my house every afternoon, and no one's calling them. They're going to the wrong house every time.
It's because we gave your address out a while back.
I think
Mark.
so. I think you guys gave my address out.
No, we were asking. I was on at least one because we were saying how many more is it going to be till you
I just
actually just take
accept
the
them.
pizza. Have you
Because they're already
taken it yet?
paid for it. No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pizza
you
Hut
still
though,
keep-
it's not
still
worth
keep
it.
the
Yeah,
Send
it's
it back.
Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Pizza Hut.
I take the pizza, man. It's free pizza.
Yeah, I should. Whoever that'll teach whoever's ordering it to stop to change their fucking app up a little bit, because it's clearly they got my address in there.
The Chinese
The other
place that I
fat guy in the
ordered,
neighborhood.
I
gotta
hope
change.
it's somebody sending it to me.
the Chinese place that I ordered from down here gets the order wrong. At least it's like a 50-50. So
They don't
I've
care.
I've just stopped. I just go and pick it up now.
Yeah.
I don't trust them anymore.
So you can be like, please include the rice on the side.
No, I open up everything right in
In
front,
front
of
of
them.
them. Yeah.
They get insulted when
Just
you do that.
straight
I don't
in
care.
front of them. Yeah.
I don't care. It's like you've forgotten so many things.
Do
No,
you
I get
ever
it, Wes. It's like
do you
the
ever say
liar across
good?
the street from me who told me that he gets fresh bread every day.
Fresh bread.
Yeah, right. You fucking
Yeah.
liar.
Yeah.
Take out the sandwich.
Is that why it tastes like
Salmon
shit?
and
Because it's
bread.
fresh every day.
Good. This is right.
You
Good.
should, Pat.
Yeah.
You should
Good.
flick
Good job.
Good.
flick the bread next time, and like pull out the sandwich and flick it and see what sound it makes.
Oh, we've got a beef for the ages over here with me and this guy.
That's one reason you should move to French Polynesia, to Tahiti, because not only do you get to live there, but they have 2 deliveries every day. They have your mail, which no one really gets any, and then they have French baguettes because it's owned by French Polynesia. So everyone gets a loaf of French bread that's local delivered to their mailbox.
I'm in.
It's like
That's awesome.
bread socialism.
Yeah,
it's
it's awesome.
amazing.
All right, let's move on. Number 2, an update from yesterday. Capital punishment was trending because Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt commuted the death sentence of Julius Jones. Mark covered that
Nice.
story yesterday. So he gave him
Right call.
life. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well,
okay,
look,
it's a good thing,
It's
but
we're
he,
not-
interesting.
we're not
It's
100%
interesting.
sure he's innocent, but
right.
Right.
This gives him he's not getting out of jail yet. He still has life. This gives him the opportunity to go
Well,
through the things, right?
he has-
Of
he-
reading.
Life
gave
without
him-
parole, though.
Life without
Okay.
parole. Exactly.
now.
I'm gonna play you guys a clip. The news clip that it's a statement from the NAACP head in Oklahoma and some more details. I didn't know, maybe I missed it yesterday, but that the parole board has voted to give this guy clemency twice now, and the governor has not heeded
governor
their
thinks he did it.
recommendations.
Governor's
Yeah,
not a fan.
The,
Yeah,
the
so here's
governor
the-
thinks he's guilty.
it's a little long, but
Keeps talking with the victims' families and not
right.
this guy's
Right.
family.
Yeah.
He's
Here's
he's like friends with the victims' family now. Which, again, all
Right.
right.
Oh yeah, they want him in there. Here's
they
the
want
clip.
they want him dead.
A parole review board, not only once, but 2 times in the last few months, voted that he should be, his sentence should be commuted to life in prison because of questions about his potential innocence in this case. Ultimately, the governor here with hours before, ahead of that, made that decision. But take a listen here to the Oklahoma NAACP head here when he was about this commutation.
I wanted to visit with the young people to let them know that the NAACP stands for everyone. We wanted justice, and we wanted the young people to understand what it feels like. But what we wanted to also, first and foremost, to let the Howell family know that we want justice for them, and we support the Howell family to receive justice. But we do not support on the backs of an innocent.
What you saw in these last 2 days were walkouts in high schools, backing the commutation, and ultimately the governor went that direction.
I want to ask you a little bit more specifically, Vaughn, about the governor's direction, because the state parole board recommending commuting Jones' sentence twice. The governor isn't exactly following their specific recommendations. Could you just talk to us a little bit about what he's doing differently, and how are Jones and his attorneys reacting to the news tonight?
Exactly. His attorneys and the advocates who have been arguing for his clemency. I talked to one of them just yesterday afternoon. They were urging the governor to offer essentially lowering his sentence to life in prison with the possibility of parole. But what, in fact, the governor did was not open up the option of parole. And in fact, in his order, he explicitly said that in no way should there ever be any consideration again about changing Julius Jones' sentence in the future, essentially sparing him of his life, but giving him no opportunity to ever be released in prison. The attorneys, they in fact, just in the last 2 hours, released their own statement saying in part that, quote, well, we had hoped the governor would adopt the board's recommendation in full by commuting Julius's sentence to life with possibility of parole in light of the overwhelming evidence of Julius's innocence. We are grateful that the governor has prevented an irreplaceable mistake. Again, that was the attorney for Julius Jones. We should note Paul Howell's family throughout this process urged the governor to not commute his sentence.
There you go.
What the governor said there was like, okay, fine, I did it, and I don't care what information comes in the future. I don't ever want to hear about this guy again. He's never gonna, like, that doesn't make any sense.
The governor's
talking about
basically
him.
saying, like, I'll stay the execution, but I still believe he's guilty, and this should be the final determination.
But he's admitting in some respects it's a broken system, right? So he's saying, like, hey, the system might be broken. This guy might be dead tomorrow.
They didn't read the governor's full statement. I think what he said was he was saying it was like a shoddy trial process, basically, and he understands
but
that.
he just contradicted
But like,
himself.
why would he say, like, why would he say
it
it should never be brought up again? If there are questions about it, shouldn't it go through an appeal or potentially?
Well, they're going
Absolutely.
to, for sure. They're
So
going
what
to
is
appeal
it?
it
His statement of it should never be discussed again is ridiculous
Just his
because
opinion.
Right.
Well,
Step
he's
one,
wrong.
save him from death. Step two,
Yeah.
no step two. Step
no
one
step
is
two. Don't look into it any further. Just that's over. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's looking out for the Howells. I mean, they're
Yeah, you don't want to put them through
still
another
grieving.
retrial. I get that, but
Right.
But
But
they're
I mean,
going to have to.
if
have
the
to.
guy's innocent,
They're obviously going to have to now because they're gonna appeal it and if they are really
Governor
are
Stitt's
interested in
Governor Stitt was drinking
justice
whiskey
for
this
the
morning, and
House.
he was like shaking, and he's like, "I got 30 minutes to make this call," and he
But-
finally was like, "Fuck
Either
it."
way, it doesn't matter, right? Like, essentially what he's doing, if the guy's innocent, hopefully it'll come up. I don't know enough about the law, but I do know that leaving the opportunity of parole at least says, okay, if there's a possibility of this guy being innocent, which is why I'm staying his execution, then he'll at least get another shot to be looked at when his parole hearing comes
I'm
up.
not
Look,
sure
it's-
if that was
it's-
the reasoning why he in his full statement is if he said it that way. But I don't think he was saying.
I think
I'm
his
not
statement.
sure he let the door open in his statement. That he
Yeah,
believes
I
he's
think his
innocent.
statement
he's
could have been like
explicitly
his
said
statement could have been
that
like,
it's
"Stop,
done."
stop calling me and egging my house. Leave me
Right.
alone. I'm going to do this. Please
Everyone
leave me alone."
calm down.
He just doesn't want to hear about it anymore.
Right.
He doesn't
But-
care about. Yeah.
But listen,
I don't want to see
if,
him. Yeah,
I don't want to
evidence-
see him on
I don't
social
wanna-
media. I don't want to
I
see
don't
him
wanna
anymore. I don't
If
see
evidence
him.
comes out that this guy is innocent, he will be
Regardless, right?
forced
Yeah.
to look at
well,
it again.
He's
Well,
going.
of course, it'll be
He's
appealed,
not going to
but-
like it though. Governor
he's
Stitt's
not
not
gonna
going to be the one that's like, "Oh yeah, that does look like good evidence." He's going to be like, where'd you
Well,
find
no,
this?
that's up to
Yeah.
Jones's lawyers. I
Right.
mean,
It just
yeah.
seems though if you do this, you're acknowledging that the system's imperfect. So leave further room for the
Yeah.
imperfect system to right itself with a parole hearing.
It's not Stitt's way, man.
Right.
Stitt had a good cry with the Howell family, and he wants that man dead.
We're done with this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to a much more fun topic.
The cream of the crop!
Lily James was trending. You guys know who Lily James is? Here's her picture.
Sounds like a porn star.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's a porn star, but she's
Should be.
an actress. She's very attractive.
Could be.
And she was trending because of a role that she is playing. And being that it is International Men's Day, let's talk about one of man's, not all men's, but many men's favorite things, and that is Pamela Anderson. Am I right?
Then, right? We're
Yeah,
not talking about
back
now.
then. Yeah, there. That one,
Pam.
yeah.
That Pam. Baywatch Pam. So Hulu has unleashed the first trailer for the much anticipated Pam and Tommy series, which is all about the sex tape scandal, set to debut in February of next year. If you listen closely, you can just hear all the jerking off going on because Lily James has transformed into Pam. It's saying that apparently she spent 5 hours in the makeup chair each day to pull off the transformation. And there's a pic of her.
They're saying that's her transformed into Pam.
Yeah, there she is.
Well, go back to her first picture. She's like a skinny brunette, and then look at this blonde picture.
I mean, you dye your
Yeah.
hair blonde. It
Yeah.
looks like they put a fake nose on her and then fake tits.
Yeah, I mean, like I was expecting
The
a
tits.
lot more identical than that for the transformation.
I mean,
claims.
especially if we're talking about Machine Gun Kelly, right? In the movie The Dirt, who played Tommy Lee, he had to do real time.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Getting
I mean, she's looking
his
good.
body
Yeah.
covered.
Looking
That's
good.
not a match, though. That's not.
Well, it's not identical. Yeah.
I feel like there's other things we can find to complain about than Lily
Right.
James's Pam.
Let me play you guys a trailer. Seth Rogen is also in this.
He
and it
stole
looks-
my hairstyle.
Well, that's
looks
the
pretty
story,
cool.
Mark. We're talking about Lily James's Pam.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like she looks. Who cares? She looks almost like her. Close enough. I mean,
She looks
good.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean,
We're at
She's
the
not
age
Pam.
where a lot of people think
Looks
Johnny
alright.
Cash looks like Joaquin
you
Phoenix.
could
and-
kind of
and-
tell
and-
she's like if
and
if
Ray
there
looks
wasn't
like
the side
Jamie
by
Foxx.
side, you'd be like, oh, is she trying to look like Pam?
That
I mean,
looks
I'm gonna
like Pam
watch
right
it. And they're
there.
gonna
Put it
they're
in
gonna
the
call
notes.
her. They're gonna call her whatever Pam's
That
character
one,
is in Baywatch.
The close up, Wes,
Call her
was
John, who
probably
cares?
airbrushed. to
Yeah,
hell.
call
It
her
looks a lot
Steve.
more like-
Keith.
All right, I'm gonna play you guys the trailer.
Do
Here.
it like you do it, Keith. Do it like you did it to Brett Michaels.
Holy shit, that's Pamela Anderson. Yeah, just keep going. Go back. Whoa. Go back.
He does have your hair, Pat.
They're looking at the tape they just found.
God damn. It's so private.
Found it.
It's like we're seeing something we're not supposed to be seeing.
Is that off?
Which is kind of what makes it so hot. If this thing ever got out.
Every second that passes, this tape could be spreading.
Baby, we will get it back. It's not a big deal to me. I'm on that tape, same as you.
No, not like me or not.
Here we go.
There you go.
Damn.
Looks pretty good. I'll be certainly be.
That
checking it out.
enter button was them uploading it to the internet.
Yes, it was.
You know how like
And
right
then LimeWire
now
got their hands on it.
the gas fees are killing like the Ethereum network because it's
Mm-hmm.
bandwidth. If that was a thing on dial-up internet, I would have charged my dad no less than $100,000 downloading that tape in 1996.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like
mining for that tape.
every
Yeah.
bit of bandwidth in the neighborhood was dedicated to me
Yeah.
downloading 6 seconds of that tape
Yeah.
from some strange server.
Who was
and
steering that boat?
It was
LimeWire.
worth it. You know who was steering? Little Tommy.
Little Tommy. Oh
His
yeah,
dick.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
steering it with his dick.
But like, exactly. He was steering the boat with his dick.
Yeah.
That was a
Anyway,
good sex tape.
It's a classic for the kids out there. To put this in context, back in the day, porn was really hard to find. Period. Right. And there weren't sex tapes. There weren't celebrity sex tapes. They didn't exist. Obviously, we saw what they did with Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton.
Right.
made
What
them
was
international
bigger? I was about to
superstars.
ask. What was bigger? That Tommy
Well,
Lee and Pam or
this.
Kim Kardashian?
I feel like
This
so,
was
like,
the biggest
it's
sex tape of
tough.
all time.
It's like who's a better
I don't know.
basketball
They were-
player, like Michael Jordan or like
this
you know,
one
like,
was so much though. So much of this
They
tape
were,
Will
was.
they were
Chamberlain,
both such
different
phenomenons,
eras.
though.
This made more money.
Different
Maybe the
eras,
Kim K
for
was
sure.
bigger because it could be streamed on the internet.
this
it was
also.
right time, right place.
I mean,
This
to be-
is like the MJ of
This
sex
was well
tapes, where
done.
the Kardashians like the Kobe of sex tapes.
right.
was just-
Like this opened the door exactly. Like she wouldn't have done the sex tape because she wouldn't have known how valuable it was.
Right, and this
if
was
it wasn't for
stolen,
the sex tape.
but
This
I'm trying to
opened the
explain
door
to the
for all
kids
sex tapes.
how big of an event it was.
Mm-hmm.
It
It's
was an
huge.
event. It was the
Oh,
biggest.
it's like MJ and Kobe. Yeah, I mean it's huge.
Yeah, it was like Kate Middleton sex tape. That's how big it would be today. It's
It was like the Dune of sex tapes.
It was the Dune of sex tapes.
It was big. It was huge.
And Tommy Lee's dong. I mean, dudes hadn't
Also
seen
big.
dongs like that before.
He has a big
Right.
dick. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Weirdly big.
giant dick. But yeah, February
Drum with
22,
it.
big win for Hulu.
He gets lightheaded.
I mean, the tape was so good because there's so many perfect angles. Like Tommy actually shot it pretty well.
Well,
It
on
was
the
very
boat, too,
intimate.
the
Yeah.
background. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Pam-
everything is just so great. And
It
they're
was
both
nice.
they're both really great looking
For-
people. So.
Right. For kids our age, Pam was probably, top 1 to 3.
Top
She
one,
was
of
top
course.
1 probably, yeah.
The whole
Yes.
movie Barbed Wire was based on her tits. The
Yeah.
entire movie.
It was like the 90s. Pam in the 90s was like, she was it. So
Yeah, it was
Exactly.
her
then
honeymoon.
there's a sex tape. It's like, what? That's
Like, oh
lucky.
my
There's lots of
God.
How'd
love
that
on the
happen?
tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
go
Well,
back.
that's gonna do it. We'll maybe we'll review it when it comes out in February. But hey, guys, it is getting cold out there. Nothing better than stepping outside with a little nip in the air and taking a sip of some nice hot coffee. Right? Really makes you feel like an adult, doesn't it? Like a man or woman ready to tackle the day. Why not give that experience to someone that you love and that also loves coffee with a nice gift from Beanbox? Beanbox connects coffee lovers to some of the world's best specialty coffees with expertly curated tasting flights, perfect for gifting. First thing I do when I get up is I start a pot of coffee, then I take the dogs out to shit, and by the time I get back from staring at a Chihuahua's asshole to see if she's going to poop or not, that coffee is ready, and I am whisked away to foreign countries with my Beanbox sampler pack. Maybe I'll go to Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica. Who knows? They're all great. Endless variety of award-winning coffees with freshness guaranteed. Every Beanbox order is roasted and fresh, delivered at peak flavor. Best-selling gifts. Beanbox's best-selling gift options are sure to please the coffee aficionado in their life. They'll even give tasting notes and brewing tips with their box to help make the most of the experience. So get the coffee sampler gift subscription. 4 new expertly curated coffees to explore every month and save when you give 6 months or more. So give the coffee fanatic in your life the unforgettable coffee tasting experience with Beanbox. Order today at beanbox.com/hardfactorholiday and get 15% off purchases of $40 or more. That's 15% off purchases of $40 or more with promo code HardFactorHoliday at beanbox.com/HardFactorHoliday. Makes a great gift.
Hell yeah. Guys, it's no secret. I used to have a bad credit score, really bad. It was in the 200s. And that's because I got in a little bit of trouble with credit cards. My dad thought he was doing me a cool thing when I was born and put a credit card in my name to build me credit. And when I turned 18, I had good credit and I started getting the cards in the mail, started spending on them, got myself in a little bit of trouble. Okay.
But you had a good time.
Oh, the bands I was managing had a good time. That's
The
for
old
sure.
debt hole. Yeah.
Some
Mhm.
people had a good time.
I got to a
Yeah.
nasty hole, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Creditors had a good time.
Into a hole. It was bad. But I'm out. I got out of the hole. And part of me getting out of the hole was realizing, oh shit, the interest rates on credit cards are so, and they purposely don't show you what they're charging you per month because they're so insane. And had I known about a credit card consolidation loan at the time, which I'd heard about, but I was afraid about because I also didn't understand how credit works. So I avoided it. Now, at the tail end of my debt, I did use Lightstream, who I'm talking about right now, who is our partner, to get out of credit card debt. Here's the deal. Your credit score is made up of what a credit card company thinks they can loan you or a bank thinks they can loan you, how much of that debt is taken up by credit cards, right? And your history of credit card usage, et cetera. So credit card consolidation loan isn't going to mess your credit score up. What it's going to do is it's going to help you get out of debt faster. It's going to help you eat up that
Help
credit
their credit
limit,
score.
right? And raise your credit score.
Oh,
So
yes. Your
get on it.
Credit score goes up after you get out of debt.
Yeah,
goes
get
up.
on with Lightstream, guys. They have credit card consolidation loans as low as 4.98% APR with auto pay and excellent credit, and you can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000. If you're not doing this, you're crazy. Even if you can only get approved for the $5,000, do that because you're going to be getting a lower rate than these bastards at the credit card companies are charging you.
A ton. Yeah.
And they designed it so you never get out of debt. So beat them with a credit card consolidation loan. There's no fees.
It's like trying to get out of a casino in Vegas at night.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. If
So
you've ever
once you're
lost
out.
all your money in Vegas,
Yeah.
that's what you're doing with credit cards. So
Right,
Lightstream
stop
moves it-
spending on the cards. Step 1. Step 2, use our Lightstream code.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
pretty easy. And you can get a special interest rate discount, which is insane. So potentially lower than the 4.98% APR or whatever they come out with based upon your credit. You can get a discount, right? If you go to Lightstream, LIGHTSTREAM, Lightstream.com/factor. So that's the only way to get the discount. Go to lightstream.com/factor, get signed up. Even if it's for the $5,000, do it now. Knock that part of your debt down, pay that off, go back, get it done. Quick disclaimer, subject to credit approval. Rates range from 4.9% APR to 19.99% APR and include a 0.5 auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more information. Okay. A lot of people took advantage of relief funds meant to keep our economy on track during the pandemic, right? There were stories of Lambos, stories of people getting huge loans for businesses that weren't big. In Austin alone, the Museum of Human Achievement, which is an art space with no air conditioning and no PA, they took in $114K alone, right?
Jesus.
That's probably as much as they made in the last 5 years, to be honest with you. There's a lot of that going on. But that wasn't...
Well, it was pretty sweet how you could just claim that you made whatever and you needed however many, people to pay for. I mean, it was a nice thing that the government did there.
I'm not saying that we would have, because at the time we were like employed or whatever, but now we have this we own the company. I'm not saying we would have, but would have been nice to have the option.
Everyone took a little.
Never know.
Everyone took a little, and that's okay. But if you have a real business, that's different than what this next couple did, guys. Let's take a look at our friends. Well, I wouldn't say that. These pieces of shit. 43-year-old Richard Avazayan and his 37-year-old wife, Marietta, whose last name, Terrabellian, sounds a lot like what she and her husband are, right? Terrabellian humans. Come on with that last name. So what do? Well, these two decided to run a scheme to steal COVID relief funds, and steal they did. And this is way out of character for Richard, guys, who apparently, according to his lawyer, is a churchgoer and a prominent member of the Armenian community in Southern California who invested in startups, right? This is out of character. But
he's a VC.
He's a VC, right?
Invest in startups.
Yeah, invest in startups with the government money. According to court documents, guys, presented at trial, they used fake or stolen identities, including the names of dead people, foreign exchange students, which is like, come on, you can't take advantage of foreign exchange students. They're helpless, who briefly visited the U.S. years ago to submit fraudulent applications for approximately 150 federal relief pandemic loans for sham businesses in the San Fernando Valley. And to support the fraudulent loan applications, they submitted fake identity documents, falsified tax forms, payroll records to lenders, and the SBA. So, not good.
That's elaborate.
It's elaborate.
Well, I mean, this is what you had to do. I mean, if you were wanting to rip off the programs, you had to fake it all the way, So,
But here's the problem. It's like, obviously, but still going to state it. Like, you do these programs, right? And then the outreach is a problem, and then the fraud's a problem, and then you have to spend resources and time finding out who did the fraud and collecting the fraud and wasting more money and time. It's just like,
oh yeah, the government's a total waste of money and time.
Yes, it's like like these assholes who are bad human beings did this, and then they have to spend government resources investigating them and
totally is theft. Yeah,
it's shitty, and guess who's paying for that?
We are.
It's fucked up. The couple, along with Richard's brother and 5 co-conspirators, they used the money to do things like buy mansions. They bought 3 mansions in Southern California, Tarzana, Glendale, and Palm Desert. They bought a lot of gold. They filled those mansions with gold coins. They bought diamonds.
Armenians love gold.
They love gold.
Sure do.
I love gold.
It's smart.
Gold Lambo.
Their flag should just be gold.
Just gold, man. But, they're usually richer than we are, so maybe take a note. I don't know. He bought a Harley Davidson. Anyway, cops caught up.
Actually, that was dumb to buy gold. Well, maybe he's buying low because it was like the first year gold had gone down.
Well, buying things with stolen money is about as low as you can buy, Will.
That's true. It was free for him.
Yeah. But the cops caught up with him in June, and while they were waiting to be sentenced, the pair were facing some serious jail time, and they said, fuck this. So they decided to cut off their ankle bracelets, probably because they weren't gold, which they'd
go back to Romania then.
Grown accustomed to, and they fled. Which is a Terrabellian thing to do. And what makes it more Terrabellian, guys, is they have 3 kids, ages 13, 15, and 16.
Well, they took the kids, right?
That's now living with their grandparents. So they just jetted on the kids. But don't worry. They left a nice typed note behind saying that they had to flee because their father had brought danger and fear to their lives and that they'll be together again soon, he wrote. I'll find a way. That's a promise. So, okay, they fled. Grandparents ended up with the kids. Sentencing got delayed, but it ended up happening this week. and the couple were sentenced to 17 years and 6 years, respectively, in absentia. And don't worry again, because, guys, although that's messed up to flee, someone did from the family show up to court to be present during the sentencing, and that's, of course, their 3 children.
Oh, wow.
How fucked up is that shit? Terror Rebellion was described as a loving mother, devoted wife who had tirelessly supported not only her 3 children, but also her parents, who are now looking after her kids. The grandparents, who were the court-appointed caregivers, they filed an emergency application for passports for the kids to travel them to Armenia, where they have relatives, probably their parents. Because they said that they wanted the kids to avoid the media circus during sentencing.
To flee to Armenia.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a tough ask, right?
Are they going to be able to get their money, or is the government going to seize it? Probably.
That's why they bought it in gold, bro. They're fucking in Armenia chilling.
They got so much out of the country. Why didn't they bring their fucking teenage kids?
Well, I don't know. They're slow.
Because they know the government's not going to arrest them, and they can just come later.
Yeah, the FBI has a $20,000 reward. Nice
Sounds
reward,
like they had this worked out pretty well, actually. They fucking fleeced the government.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not that
Got
hard.
bad.
Not that hard. Takes how many Armenians does it take to fleece the U.S. government?
2.
2.
Less than that.
Yeah,
Well, it takes probably the whole family.
1.5.
Really, it took 4 because the grandparents
true.
needed to play their part.
Grandparents were in on it.
But, yeah. I
The
mean,
circus.
Like,
yeah. Wow.
Kim
They could
Kardashian
have done it with 3 or 2
That's
even.
embarrassing.
One of the most
That's
powerful people in the world.
Armenians, yeah, very hairy folk. All right, well, this one is going to be domestic and international. Okay, it's Friday, so we like to throw a little taste of Florida Man Friday in for you. The full Florida Man Fridays are on our Patreon, patreon.com/Hard Factor, and you can get the full 2021 catalog of like 40 plus Florida Man Fridays for just $5 a month. Today,
wow, that's a deal.
That's a huge deal. Today we had former NFL running back. That's like 10 cents an episode. Today we had former NFL running back Zach Stacy going full scumbag and beating the shit out of his baby mama in front of his baby. We had cock blocking stories, turds on the floor, taser darts to necks from exes, hatchet hostages, the luckiest man and worst pilot in the world, and several personal stories, as well as we found a new island for Hive Island live on the show. So go check it out. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. Support the boys. $5 a month.
It's an attainable island. I'll just say that.
Yeah. You're going to want to
Yeah,
see it.
actually,
it's a better island than Jewfish Island.
It's attainable. I think and we're going to work on some crypto to get there. Like, I think we're going to get to this island. It's going to be
90 acres. Maybe we shouldn't say the name of it because someone stole Jewfish Pian from us. So we don't want to say the name of it out loud. Yeah.
But
we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Here we go. First up, had to go international for this one because it's too good. A food streamer in China has been banned from an all-you-can-eat buffet for eating way too much food. You know what I'm talking about?
Hell yeah.
Fat ass.
Nice. Tell us about this hero.
Yeah, exactly. It's like quite the feat, but then also very embarrassing at the same time. It's like super cool and super depressing.
No, it's so cool. The only depressing thing is you can't go back to your favorite all-you-can-eat buffet.
Right.
It's so cool to get kicked out forever.
I mean, it's cool, but then like the depressing part is like it comes with like diabetes in a year or two, and it comes with like heart problems and blood pressure and death.
It also comes with all the pussy. Comes with food streamer.
Streamer known as Mr. Kang is swimming in pussy. Mr. Kang terrorized Handadi Seafood BBQ Buffet in Changsha City, which is in central China. Not much to do there but eat, I guess. And he visited there several times and crushed their food supply until ownership finally sacked up and gave him the permanent boot. One visit, he ate over 8 pounds of prawn. He ate like 9 pounds of prawn. They're like, no! And another visit, he drank over 30 bottles of soy milk. He was just crushing their bottom line, just drinking them out of soy milk. Kang told Hunan TV that restaurants were discriminating against them. They're discriminating against people who can eat a lot, adding, I can eat a lot. Is that my fault?
I don't think that's what that's called. I don't think that's discrimination.
I'm with Kang on this one.
Yeah, he said he's discriminated. The restaurant owners had a rebuttal to the discrimination, saying he's giving us huge financial losses with each visit. Every time he comes here, I lose a few hundred won. And he said that he drinks between 20 to 30 bottles of soy milk every time and eats entire trays of food.
I listened to a podcast on, it was like stuff you should know, and they covered buffets. It's one of the slimmest margins of profit in the food industry. So if you have a guy like this coming into your buffet regularly, he's fucking you.
That's why this is the best.
Put him out of business.
You have to do this. I'm with the Kangs of the world who put the pressure on these fake all-you-can-eat buffet places because it's not all you can eat, Wes. That's not the business model.
No.
The business model is to kick out people who eat all they can eat.
Your free market,
That's the
Will.
business model.
I like that. Your free market. You're policing. This will only leave the strong.
Take that all-you-can-eat shit off your sign.
That's what Kang's saying. Kang's story has gone viral in China. It has
you can't handle Kang.
Yeah,
you got to get out the pit.
It should say all you can eat, all you can eat less than Kang, though, right? Kang's story went viral. It's gotten over 250 million views in Weibo. That's a lot of views. Here's an image of Kang doing what he loves.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. This is him. I just found a fat Chinese
Tell you
guy.
what, you don't want.
He's normal sized.
Unsuspecting, yeah.
It's bad when Kang comes once, but when Kang comes again, or a Kangarang, that's really bad.
Kang. He's got like a crew behind him.
Kangarang. I want to roll with Kang next time, so I can just intimidate the people that wanted to kick him out of the restaurant.
He's
what
also
if the owner fucked his wife or something? That's just the whole thing. He's got a grudge against the owner. He's just going to eat him out of business.
He became a good eater after this.
Yeah.
Who's the bad guy from Ninja Turtles? Is it Krang? But yeah, Kang is just a professional eater. It turns out he's normal sized, and he just likes fucking with small business owners that put up food challenges and all you can eat signs that don't mean it. Like Will said, if
liars,
Mr.
liars.
Kang, liars. If Mr. Kang sees an all you can eat sign outside a restaurant, he immediately thinks, "I'm going to ruin this place." That's him.
Hey, don't advertise all you can eat, all you can drink if it's not really that way.
Yeah.
Kang's like, put the deed on the table.
Yeah, exactly. If I can eat 5 more plates, I get the restaurant.
See you tomorrow.
All right, let's move on though. Next one is let's head to the States. Let's meet Juzema Goldring. There she is. She is
happy.
Yeah. She was suing 2 Atlanta police officers for she's not. She's suing 2 Atlanta police officers for malicious prosecution, and she's going to get the chance. As the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit ruled this past week that the officers are not entitled to qualified immunity in this case from her civil lawsuit. And you're probably wondering what happened. So I'll tell you. Juzema was accused of jaywalking. So the cop said, "Hey, you, get over here." And when they had her, they noticed she was fidgeting with her pockets. She was like fidgeting in her pocket, and they're like, "Oh, why are you so nervous?" You know, the classic, "What are you, nervous?" "Yes, I'm nervous. You're a cop. You're questioning me." And so they're like, "Well, now we got to check your pockets because you're acting weird." So Juzema pulled out a stress ball out of her pocket, and the cops, realizing it's 2021 and seeing that Juzema wasn't sitting at her office desk, thought, that's a weird item to have in your pocket. Stress ball. So they took it, they cut it open, and they tested the materials for cocaine, and guess what? The liquid turned back dark blue. So they arrested her ass. And I don't know if you know much about cocaine or stress balls, but you can put a lot of cocaine in a stress ball.
You could.
Yeah. So she, she went away for a while. They said it was drug trafficking, the amount of cocaine she had, and she did 6 months in Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. In fact, but then they found out that it was a false positive and it was actually just stress ball material the whole time. Whoops.
No way.
Oh,
man, that happens
Lucky
a
her.
lot.
Lucky her.
That happens
Does happen a lot. We're gonna get into that, Pat.
But how long did she have to stay in jail for that?
6 months.
6 months.
Well,
she could buy a stress ball worth of cocaine when she gets this settlement.
You better
Yeah, but
believe
yeah,
it. We're gonna
she's
get
gonna
into
get some
exactly
money,
probably
yeah.
how much you can get based on these other comparisons. Like Pat said, this is not the first time that people have gotten busted for false positive drug tests from the NARC-2 field kit, which is what they use to test drugs mainly. Last year in Georgia Southern starting quarterback Shai Wertz, like their current college starting quarterback, was arrested after he got pulled over and they tested bird poop on the hood of his car, which tested back for cocaine. And he was like, that's just bird poop. And he got arrested, but then quickly they found out it was just bird poop. So he didn't get in too much trouble. It wasn't like he put some personal cocaine on the hood of his car. It was just poop from a bird. Maybe the birds were partying. I don't know. But then also we covered a story, if you remember, a long time ago, where a woman went to jail for months because she had a bunch of blue crystal stuff in the floorboard of her car. And it turned out that they thought it was meth. And it was just cotton candy because she's a psychopath, weirdo, disgusting person hoarder that had cotton candy in the floorboard of her car. And then there's one that I want to get into, which we'll talk about. Here's the Florida Man Friday aspect of it. A couple of years ago, 65-year-old Daniel Rushing was leaving a 7-Eleven in Florida that was being monitored for drug activity, and he did not leave with any goods from 7-Eleven. He went in, talked with like the person that worked there, walked around and left, and the police were like, "That's odd." So they pulled him over, and the cop noticed a rock-like substance in his passenger floor. So Rushing immediately was like, "That's just donut glaze that fell off my donuts on the floor." And the officers was like, "Well, we're gonna test that." And 2 field tests of the quote rock-like substance gave a positive indication for the presence of amphetamines, and he went to jail. And he went to jail for 3 months, I guess. And turns out the rumors are true, and Rushing was right, because the lab results 3 days later, I guess it was 3 days he spent in jail, sorry, 3 days later, showed that it was just a sugary glaze from Krispy Kreme donuts.
And they should know, right? Come on.
Krispy Kreme donuts, which I guess are just crack cocaine, right?
They are.
They're always going to test positive if you test a Krispy Kreme
Man, I want
glaze.
a donut right now. After seeing that.
Yeah, so I mean, they let him go, and they said, it probably was drugs, but it's just the Krispy Kreme toppings. No, the lab said it was no drugs, but still, it's funny that was Krispy Kreme.
Why did it take 6 months for this other chick's stress ball?
I don't know, but this guy got $37,500 for suing for 3 days in jail. So I imagine she's gonna get paid.
Did you guys see the documentary on Netflix, How to Fix a Drug Scandal?
Yes, I've seen. Yeah, but the in the lab and stuff.
Right. So that's why, Willie. So what they do, right? They'll do a field test and they'll say, "Hey, this is coke," and then that'll go to jail. You get put in jail. Depending on how long your trial is from your arrest, it'll get through the actual lab and it'll come back with positive or negative results. But How to Fix a Drug Scandal looked at 3 women that, got a little tempted, got addicted to cocaine, started taking the cocaine, and then they were doing it all. And they just were literally making up who actually had cocaine and who didn't have cocaine because they were just snorting all the cocaine.
Like the lab people were just doing
thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of cases.
That's
they were
awesome.
like, this one's blow, this one's not, this one's blow,
drugs.
this one's not, because they
That's
did it
great.
all.
Well, yeah, the cops they have the
became
most drugs.
experts.
The cops have
Yeah.
the most drugs, weapons, cash. They get a lot of that stuff. So
That's
These
true.
weren't cops; these were just lab techs.
well, right,
Yeah.
but the people
Yeah.
who have access to like the holding cell or whatever.
That's
Like,
right.
Yeah.
What's it called? The
Evidence lockup.
By the way, Mark, a
evidence
stress
lockup,
ball
there it
is 13 ounces roughly, and an ounce of cocaine is about $2,000. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, last one. Residents of a town in Hawaii alerted authorities that a river in the Oahu, in Oahu, smelled like beer. One person described the smell as, you would think it was a beer pub that hadn't opened its doors for 3 or 4 days. So it reeked. And then when a laboratory tested the water, they found, in fact, that the river stream contained 1.2% alcohol, and the river was quickly renamed the Utah River. Rim shot, get real beer, you pussies. But for real, it had 1.2% alcohol in the water, and there was also 0.4% sugar in the water. And everyone was like very confused, including local industrial building owning and brewer of beer for Koala Beer and Aloha Beer Company, Paradise Beverages. Paradise Beverages said, "No way, that's crazy. Are all the fish okay?" And then Hawaii's Health and Transportation Department did an investigation, which consisted of them going to Paradise Beverages and checking their runoff pipes and finding one that went straight from the giant brewing contraption to the river that smelled like beer. So it was the brewery.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
It was the brewery.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
You're not allowed to do that? What?
No, you can do that. I mean,
Yeah.
well, you're not supposed to, I don't think, because it can like maybe get people drunk or something. Or here's the pipe. Here, I got a picture of the pipe coming up. This
Kill
just
some fish.
it went from a stream. Yeah, exactly. the problem was like if it was just the stream, it would be fine, but it like goes into like a major river. So they're like,
Oh no.
yeah,
God forbid there be some
dumping too
beer
much
in the river.
Yeah, there's like just a couple like local fat drunk Hawaiians in the river. They're like, no, it's cool.
Telling me they're dumping their like
BJ
grains and
Penn's
hops somewhere.
BJ
too.
Penn's floating in that river. That drunk ass. All right, that's it. That's it for the TikTok International Moment. And guys, I don't know, 1.2% alcohol in river is pretty chill, but even more chill than that is Caliper CBD. And you know, it's hard to find an effective CBD that doesn't taste like grass, right, or like oil, or like just disgusting. But Caliper CBD is tasteless, odorless. It's just dissolves in whatever liquid you want, water, coffee. You could put it in baby Puma's like milk thing that he drinks, so it dissolves.
He loves it in his milk.
Yeah. And look, most you know, it's exactly 20 milligrams per pack, no more, no less. It also works 30 times faster than CBD oils that are gross. Like, so you get 30 times the amount of CBD, or like 10 times the amount of CBD, 30 times faster, 20 milligrams exactly, no THC, so you're not going to get high or fail a drug test. It's clinically proven to be awesome. It's developed by food scientists, rigorously tested for purity and quality, and it just fits seamlessly into your daily routine. You can take it right before you go to bed. You can take it in the morning. You can take it after a workout. It's just very easy to use, and we've had them for almost 2 years now. And I think we're gonna have them all next year because you guys, I'm preaching to the choir. You know how good they are. Just continue to buy them like we do and take them daily. And you get 20% off your first order when you use promo code HARDFACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. Try it risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliper, CALIPER.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
Do that. Also, one last Florida man to add to that. The Tampa Bay Times is reporting that Antonio Brown used a fake vaccine card, fake COVID vaccine card.
Classic.
No, that's not in character for Antonio Brown.
That's classic. Was it to get a massage? Was it to get into a massage parlor?
It was just to be on the team, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
it's
glad
me.
we gave him a second shot.
Yeah, he's had like 5 shots, dude.
Late breaking Florida man edition there.
Oh man, at least he didn't Zach Stacy anyone.
Right.
Yeah, way different.
Clowntonio is a little bit more cheeky, thankfully. Yeah. All right, and it's time for voicemails and reviews. It's the end of the week. It means it's time to look at the 5-star reviews. Remember, Apple Podcasts, you submit 5-star review on there. Whatever you say, we will read it on the show. So do it. Do those. We got a few of those to read. We've also got voicemails submitted to the voicemail line at 512-270-1480. Wes, I forgot to check the email account.
I checked it for you. There's nothing in there.
Okay. So we've got the voicemails from the voicemail line. Leave them there. But first, I've got to talk to you about bird dogs. Okay. Bird dogs are one of our favorite sponsors, and they make excellent pants and shorts, anything below the waist for a man. Okay. And I've got to talk to you guys about the joggers, the new jogger pants. My favorite pair of pants I've ever owned.
You won't shut up about them. You won't shut up about them on the text thread. This is not bullshit. Yeah,
I'm not bullshitting you.
Every
at
other
all.
text out of Will is about these joggers.
The joggers have changed my life. They've taken the top spot by far for anything that I wear below the belt. My only problem.
Will, what time do you want to do the show today? The joggers, they're so comfortable. That's like the response you get on the text thread.
My only problem in life right now is that I don't
questioning.
own enough pairs of Bird Dogs joggers to wear them every day of the week. I've got the Gabe Ruths right now, but you better believe I'm going to get those Wayne Regretskis and the Tiger Woods as well, so I can rock the joggers all week long without a break. And of course, like all their other pants, long pants, the liner is optional, so you can wear underwear with the long pants or not, and they still have the best damn lined shorts and bathing suits money can buy all year round. Every dude needs a pair of Bird Dogs, especially these joggers. I'm telling you, you got to give these joggers a shot. Best pants I've ever put on. Did Bird Dogs do it again, or did Bird Dogs do it again? They did. Go to birddogs.com and enter promo code FACTOR, and they'll throw in a free Bird Dogs whistle ball. You remember those Nerf Vortex Howler footballs that whistle when you throw them? It's like that, but with the Bird Dogs, they toss their logo on it. Genius. That's birddogs.com, promo code FACTOR, and boom, a free Bird Dogs whistle ball with your pair of Bird Dogs. You will not take these things off, I promise you. and I'm gonna have like 15 footballs after I order all my joggers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy them out of joggers. It's gonna be like Costanza with the shrimp.
It will change your text game to talk about the joggers more often if you buy them.
It'll be like me. You'll be obsessed with them.
That's right.
All right. So I'm gonna do voicemails first today, fellas, and I promised we had more California beef, and I'm gonna deliver. Starting with the first voicemail. Let's get it going.
Boys, calling from California, calling in just finished Friday's episode. You know, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. I was having a great fucking day. And then I realized I was an asshole to Grayson. Sorry, bro. Didn't mean to go after you. My fight's with Jay. Fuck Jay. That guy's an asshole. And he was from San Francisco and got moved out because he can't afford it anymore. You know. But hey, that's beside the point. Another thing too. I'm gonna take SoCal over NorCal any fucking day of the week. Here in SoCal, way better. Yes, my air is smoggy. Oh, I love fucking chewing my air. It's so fucking amazing. But it's all, you know what's also more amazing? Not stepping in homeless man's shit. Being able to afford where the fuck I live.
It's important.
Not having fucking people rob every store I have and then get away on a bike. You know? That's wonderful down here. You know, LA has homeless. Yeah, it's a problem down there. But San Francisco is just a shithole. At least LA, you get the beautiful beaches nearby. San Francisco, all you do is get the ugly tweakers, or you get the people you can't understand whether they're female or male. Or a homeless guy stepping on you trying to suck off your dog, trying to get rabies from your dog's dick. Just saying. LA's better than San Francisco. SoCal's better. Bakersfield's better. If it were up to me, we'd just get rid of San Francisco and, you know, make it their own little place, you know? But, hey, have a great fucking day.
Wow.
Colin gets himself in some trouble when he rants, doesn't he?
Harsh words for San Francisco there from Colin. In fact, for the whole northern half of California, that was pretty tough. Have you guys ever spent much time
Colin can't
there?
leave a 2-minute voicemail and not get a little transphobic.
Yeah, a little bit. That's what I'm saying. He gets himself in a little trouble.
Oh, is Colin going to get canceled? Yeah.
No, we're gonna still play his voicemails. Yeah.
Wait.
A lot of strong points, though.
Yeah.
Wait, should I have filtered that one?
No.
Was that too over
It's
the
not
line?
coming from us. It's coming from Colin.
I would say that he's fired up and he really hates Northern California. I don't quite understand why he's. I think the beef has made him hate it even more.
I think it's Wes. Mainly Wes is doing it.
Yeah, I've created all of this.
He probably didn't mind San Francisco at all until Wes decided to take it on himself.
But I'm with you on 99% of that, Colin.
So Colin, but he doesn't have a problem with Grayson.
No, it's Jay.
Just Jay.
Jay from Providence, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's another one about California, and this one I think is more probably it's more chill, more Cali, bro.
Hey, what up? This is Otis from the Discord. Just got done listening to today's episode and all the voicemails about Bakersfield versus San Francisco. Who gives a fuck? All I gotta say is, you're not gonna catch me saying a bad thing about San Francisco. It's not like Tracy doesn't have any homeless people. And shoot, I got so many memories out there in San Francisco. Freaking went to the X Games when I was in like 5th grade when it was out there. Used to go to punk shows with my friends back in high school down at the Parkside, where all the street names are states. Freaking so many 420s down on Hippie Hill making days with people just to go to the Haight-Ashbury. Pre-gaming down at the Parkside with my wife before going to Giants games. Yeah, so much fun out there. Who gives a fuck about some homeless people?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Dude, shout out the
Don't call back again, Otis.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man.
No.
Great
good
venue,
points.
great punk venue in San Francisco.
Why can't California show love to California, right? Like I like Northern Virginia where we grew up, and then I went to school in Southern Virginia. I'm cool with both. Why do we have to do a Northern versus Southern hate?
You know what this is? You know what this is everywhere it does it. It's the same in Nevada too. Like the Vegas
cool,
people and the Reno people have a
Rep your
huge
state.
beef.
Rep your own state. Don't be interstate beefing.
I got to tell
I
you,
don't know.
so
every state does it.
Otis was
Well,
very descriptive.
Not everyone in every state. Not Otis, not
Dallas,
me.
Austin, Houston.
He was very descriptive in his description of times in San Francisco, and he hit some memories for me too. Is reminiscent, and it kind of dawned on me that
X Games sounds
Wes
nice.
is gonna love San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
Wes is gonna be the biggest San Francisco guy after
he's
he
gonna
goes.
be
God.
such a stand for
Yeah.
San Francisco. He's gonna love.
Wes has an Asian son.
It's like made for Wes.
You think Wes is gonna like San Francisco?
It's got history,
Yeah, I think
food,
yeah.
a cool climate.
Sure,
He's
love
gonna
it.
love the food.
That's why he
for
talks
sure.
shit about it, because he knows how much he'd love it. And he
He's
just
gonna
doesn't
love
want
it.
to spend all this time and money there because it's so expensive. But
Also, Wes is a
It's a
sucker for
honeypot for
homeless
him.
people. We don't
Yeah,
bring this
that's
up
true.
enough. Wes will give
He
out
pays 'em
like
in
food and money to
yeah.
every homeless guy he
it's,
sees.
it's
So
like
he-
it's like heaven on earth for Wes.
It's called shtick.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah, he's buying into it. He knows.
We know.
all right,
he
let's
knows.
do it.
We
Number
know.
3, another voicemail from California.
Hey boys, it's Joey from California. Just chilling here on Tuesday, watching the show. Here, look, listen.
What's polygynematic price versus do some research, but polygynematic is the same thing. This is the one during eating dish. Remember that?
See,
Sick.
so I have a couple questions for you guys. First up, have you guys seen the new Metaverse commercial from Facebook? That is the weirdest, creepiest shit I've ever seen. I mean, those fucking cartoon animals or whatever the fuck. It's just the weirdest thing, and I don't know how that's going to convince people to use that shit, but some people will, I guess. I don't know. I just thought it was a weird commercial and wondering what you guys thought about it. And second of all, this one's for Pat. If you were at a Cristiano Ronaldo game
Mm-hmm.
and he called you down from the stands to piss on you, would you go down there? And would you be so turned on by it that you immediately go home and start watching Cuties? That's all I got, boys.
What a day for Pat.
Have a great fucking day.
That is a full day.
That's a day.
That's overload. Sensory overload.
What do you say, Pat?
You paint me in a box. It's not very accurate. And to answer your first question with a question, is just me and Cristiano in the stadium?
No,
Of course
it's full.
not. Everyone's
Packed
there.
stadium.
No, I'm too modest for that.
You don't want to ruin your life?
I mean, if it was about cash.
On the Jumbotron.
You're gonna pass on ruining your life.
That was amazing. I was so happy that we got the first 2 California voicemails completely about the beef, and then that was the topic of the third one.
That's amazing.
It's a work of art. It's not, not art that I like, but I'm just saying,
It's something.
I'll defend art.
It's a work.
Right. If
It's a piece of work is what it is.
That's
well
a great
made.
question, Joey. But for the first one about the metaverse, have you guys seen the one he's
I
talking
haven't.
about?
No, I haven't seen it.
But there's something we didn't cover this week, but we can mention really quickly. Not only do they have that skin that we talked about last week, they've got a glove now.
Ooh, yes.
They've got a metaverse glove too, where you can put your hand into it, and it's like the VR thing for your eyes. The glove is for your hand.
So
you
air
like,
pockets, right?
Yeah, it like blows air on your hands to make you think you're doing the shit that's inside the metaverse.
Do you remember the Nintendo glove?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Power
that.
Glove.
The Power Glove,
Yeah,
bro.
Power Glove.
They made a whole movie about it
I
called The
know.
Wiz.
The Wiz is awesome with the guy from
Fred Savage.
With Fred Savage.
Ben
It's
Savage.
like next gen, Power Glove.
So, Will, I saw that with the air pockets, and it got me thinking, how loud is the machinery that you need for the metaverse going to be for the people that aren't in the metaverse with you? Like your son or husband or
it's
wife.
like a server room.
I'm going to the metaverse, and you can be like,
all fans.
It's like the sound of a vacuum going off in your
Right.
house the entire time.
You need so many cooling fans on all these
Yeah.
machines. It's just gonna be
People are gonna melt to death in their little seats.
Yeah,
no one's gonna hear them. No one's gonna
What if
hear them.
you
They're just gonna
overheat?
catch on fire and overheat. Yeah, they're gonna.
No.
Yeah, there's gonna be so many deaths of people found the next day dead in their little chair, covered in jizz and singed hairs.
What'd you say? Where'd you say Dave was?
the meta room?
He's in the meta room.
Well, the meta rooms are going to be dirty. Yeah, you got to watch out. But I'm excited about it.
I mean, you got to be, right?
We
There's only two options. You can be or not.
You know what's funny? We put a poll. So if you watch on Spotify or if you listen on Spotify, hopefully you can watch soon. Hopefully we're going to try to put video on there. But if you listen on Spotify, we do a poll a lot of times on these episodes now. And we put a poll on that metaverse episode. 95% of our listeners say they are not planning to join the metaverse versus 5%.
Damn, that'll change slowly, but that's brutal.
I agree, that'll change slowly.
Boys, I got to take off. I love you guys.
Love you guys. Have a great.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta. I'll fill you in later, but
okay.
I gotta go.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye, Wes.
All right. We will finish it up. Wes is here in spirit. We've got a couple more voicemails and then reviews. So. Oh wait, and I've got to. You guys, keep talking about the metaverse. I forgot to load the next one.
Oh, that's all good, man.
95% surprises me. We do joke about it, but just the sexual, just you being able to do what you want, I feel like it should have been more like 25%.
Right. It's like the question, because we have an audience is I guess a little bit older, like audience is like 21 to like 35.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that older. Yeah.
Well, I just mean like there's no 16-year-old saying I'm not getting in the metaverse. But what I'm getting at is, I would say to those folks, how many of you didn't try the nude code to get Sonya's top off in Mortal Kombat?
Right.
The answer is 0, and that's the same percentage of people that are going to not be in the metaverse after they hear about the meta features.
I think there's kind of like a misconception, and I don't really know exactly what the metaverse is going to be either. So I have misconception too. But I think the common misconception is kind of like it's like a video game only, and I'm not a gamer anymore. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. I think it's more of like if you do social media at all and you game ever, it's like a combination of the two. It's kind of like it's going to get more people than just gamers into it, is my point.
Agreed.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's going to be pervasive.
There's a huge social aspect to it.
You know what I think it's like is Pat's question about Cristiano. Is it only him and Cristiano in the stadium, or is it a whole stadium?
It's a whole stadium in metaverse. Yeah.
It's going to be a whole stadium.
Yeah. But instead of looking like Pat could look like Cristiano Ronaldo in the metaverse. He could
in the metaverse. It can be just you and Cristiano.
That's why it's not. That's why you can get away with it because you can look completely different. You don't have to give away your location.
But everybody in the stadium is going to be there. But in your fantasy, it could just be you and Cristiano.
Yeah, I mean, are there going to be meadows in the metaverse? Is there going to be a metaverse that we can?
Yes.
Yeah, you could frolic.
There's definitely Cristiano. How many people are going to get married in the metaverse and then find out that they lived like next to each other and then they're going to get married in real life?
Actually, Pat, you should create a metaverse game that is just frolicking the meadow with Cristiano. That would sell.
Oh, that would sell.
People would definitely live that experience.
We're going to need to get likeness rights.
Well, but once you describe it to him, he might be into it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to I better get stalking.
Yeah.
You don't need likeness rights in the metaverse, man. No way.
Oh, yeah, you do.
No.
Oh, for sure.
No.
But what if you just made a it's not Cristiano, it's Cristiano.
NFT of what? Yeah, NFT of Cristiano Ronaldo on top of a person that's a different avatar.
It would have to be parody.
Yeah. Well, I think your meadow frolicking covers that.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if he's going to sign on to the other things. Okay, let's keep.
All right, I think there's something there though. Okay, next one.
All right, boys, this is Garrett from Iowa, recording live with Julie and Colin. We just had a really big question here. Also, real quick, I want to reiterate, every time I call the voicemail and it rings, I'm always hoping somebody will answer, and you guys never do, and it breaks my heart every time.
It's a voicemail line.
So I'm disappointed in y'all. I mean, I think like Pat could pick up once, I'd call him a dirty commie, or Mark could pick up once, I could make fun of all his cats. Talk to Wes about how rehab's going because the whole quitting drinking thing's a real bitch. And talk to Will about Space Mountain. Like any one of those options would be awesome. But the question we have for you is Colin put a Reddit video into the Discord chat. Shout out to the Discord. And we were just kind of hoping that you boys could comment your reactions to the said video. You don't have to describe it. Because if anybody was smart enough to not click it, they don't deserve to know what happened. They don't need that kind of horror in their life. But for the people that have watched it, if you could explain to us what you thought about it. Hey, as always, have a great fucking day.
I'm going to answer the phone one of these times, Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett. No. The reason you can't answer the phone is because I started the voicemail box with my phone number. And after a year, it turns out you can just remove it. So I was getting calls every time people were leaving voicemails, and I just took my number off.
We can still get them, Will. It's just you have to be signed into the Gmail account, and then it rings through your Gmail account, and then you have to accept it.
But I'm saying
and you talk through your computer speaker.
Mark, my phone literally used to get the calls.
I know. But
I
think that's what Garrett. I think that Garrett thinks that happens. It's
no. Nobody's phone.
But it is rare, and sometimes there were shows in the past where what's that noise? And we discovered it was the ringing of the voicemail, and someone was logged into the Gmail account, and then you can click answer and talk through your computer speakers. That's one way.
Perfect timing.
Yes, it's hard, but it's possible.
Yeah. I used to get the calls, and I would consider picking them up, but then I removed them from my phone because that was annoying. I already get enough.
It'd be more fun on the computer.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be fun live on a show.
Plus,
too once.
we'd rather play it on the show.
Might do it live once.
Did anybody watch this Reddit video?
Yeah, parts of it.
Is it the DoorDash video?
No, so I'll explain it, Pat, and to any listeners.
There could have been some.
Do you remember the movie
offensive
Audition?
Language used.
I didn't listen to the audio. Do you remember the movie Audition?
Oh no.
So it's the scene where she lets the guy out of his cage,
the sack,
and then then she has him eat something. It's a couple that it starts off like they're cooking, I think, and they look like they're a good-looking young couple, and everything's going well, and this guy's cooking like a big thing on a saucepan, and this woman shows up, and then she does what the Audition chick does into the saucepan, and then he eats it.
I don't know. Okay, no, I watched something with like a dog.
I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure I only watched like 3 or 4 seconds of it, and I fast forwarded because I knew it was going to be bad, and I didn't hear the audio. Dooley says that someone's voiceover is like a very characteristic racist Asian accent, like oh no, I'm going to do but I didn't hear the audio. I did see some of what I'm describing, which is throwing up into food and eating it.
Okay, so Colin and Dooley and Garrett, thanks for leaving the voicemail, boys. They do a podcast called Hive Adventures.
Not that show. That show's good. The video was horrible. Sorry.
Right, and so Colin said I watched a little of that to figure out what this was about, and Colin said that the reason he posted the video was because it made him puke.
Right.
So if he had to puke, then he had to try to make other people puke.
Right. That was his logic. I listened to it too. Yeah. Yeah. He wanted to pass on the pain. So I guess my question to Colin would be, where exactly on
That's
Reddit?
what they were asking him.
Who
he
hurt
didn't have
you?
a great answer on.
Yeah, I know. Like, what exact threads are you in that video is popping up?
It looks like it's the subreddit. What could go wrong? Maybe.
No, that seems too mainstream for this video.
Oh, unexpected. The subreddit unexpected.
How many people in that thread? Like 6? Because people are gonna get kicked off if they're putting videos like that out there.
All right. Well,
it's bad.
That's Reddit, everybody.
Yeah.
That's Reddit. Next one. Let me pull it up here.
Not safe for work, you know.
All righty. Here we go.
What up, Gorilla Dicks? Low Life Louie here. Just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on if you had an extra like $5,000, how would you spend it? What would you do? If you were looking to maybe quickly grow that, what would your plan be? Just kind of curious to hear how you each would go about spending or using that money. But yeah, happy fucking Friday and have a great fucking weekend. All right, bye.
Okay.
Great question.
$5,000. Yeah, it's a cool question.
I would just use it to go on a vacation and spend it all immediately because I don't know how to turn it into more money.
That was a good Mark. My first one was
horrible with
buy a
finances.
hot tub.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
My first
Just
one was
spend
buy
it
a hot
immediately.
tub and then think of ideas to make more money. While
Free
you sit in the hot tub.
$5,000. I'm gonna do something that's just awesome with it right away and spend it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to.
That was
turn
my
it
first
into
one.
more.
But I've got some other.
All right, go ahead, you guys. Tell them the good tips.
I mean, right now, if I had $5K, I'd buy the new Mac, which I did. I put it on a credit card. But after that, I would look. There's an issue with the Ethereum blockchain right now. It's outdated and antiquated, and they're not necessarily going to have an update to the Ethereum blockchain 2 for 6 more months, which means that's a huge window for competitors of that blockchain to come in and take market share. So I would buy Avalanche or Terra Luna. Solana's a little high, but like I would buy a competitor to the Ethereum blockchain, and that's probably the smartest spend of your money if you want to flip it into something big. That's what I would say.
Well, so there's that. There's investment, right? So you can do like you can find a stock, or you can find a coin like Pat's talking about that you really believe in, invest in that, but you have to be willing to stick it out. It is a gamble whenever you do something like that. I would say that the most tried and true method in my life is buying stuff and then selling it for more.
Drugs.
Not telling you what to buy or real estate or whatever. I'm not telling you what to buy.
That $5,000 real estate,
but what you should do,
right?
You can buy something, and then you can do something with it if you have some skills or whatever, and then you can sell it for more. That's the most tried and true method of making money.
I have an investment here. You could put that $5,000 in the Arizona Cardinals, who are still plus 1,000, and turn it into 50,000 in February.
See, the gambling and the stocks, I feel like, are less tried and true than.
You don't think Kyler Murray is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, actual business to me is the number one
Business.
safest way.
Okay.
That's like such a dad piece of advice. Like it's like when I ask my dad, "What do I do with money?" He's like, "Buy low, sell high."
It's
Yeah,
true
Will
though.
does
You
own
can
his
make
own
it fun
home.
too. You could do it with, like you said.
I
I
know.
didn't say it. You could do it with illicit materials, maybe, but I'm not saying anybody.
Will's
should
definitely
do
the
that.
most practical with his money, so I'd listen to him.
Avalanche Network. That's what I'd say. Not financial advice.
Right. Those are bets, and I'm saying go with the tried and true if you really want to double up that money.
I would get a 5-star hotel and do a 4-night weekend at some fucking nuts
Yeah.
place.
Oh, I got.
And that'd be a fun night. $5,000.
I got an interesting idea.
It's 3 nights in like $1,000 a night hotel.
When I was up back in Texas over the last weekend, I was hanging with my old business partner, and we were talking about crypto. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to get into crypto." And I was like, "Bro, like, you know, I'm obviously too fired up about crypto." And we had the conversation where I was like, "What if we did a show where you gave me an amount of money that you were willing to lose, right? And then I tried to flip you out of debt." Right. And I was like, this could be genius, because the hardest thing about crypto is when you start making any kind of money, it starts fucking with your brain, right? If it's yours, but if it's not your money, it's a lot easier to be like, okay, I'm going to sell here.
Yeah, that would be a cool show. I mean, it would be a cool show for anybody.
It would be awesome. You would need to have a success story for it to be
Right.
really awesome.
It'd have to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, like, I don't know if right now is the time, because like we just hit a peak in the crypto
Right.
market. So
No, it's a crash right now.
it's gonna
It's
go
a
back
free fall
down.
right
Yeah,
now.
It's gonna go back.
Right now, currently, it's a free fall everywhere.
Buy low, sell high. Pat,
Mhm.
remember. So still.
Oh, thanks,
even with
Dad.
This show.
Mhm.
Next one.
I heard buy drugs from you, and then
That's
No,
what I
I
heard.
didn't
Yep.
say that.
that's what I heard.
I did
Real
not say
estate.
that.
Real
I said
estate.
buy anything
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then sell it for more.
anything you could smoke or snort.
Mhm.
Anything you can get your
That's what I
hands
heard.
on. I'm
Something
not
that's-
trying to be the moral arbiter
In
of
high
what you
demand.
should buy and sell
I
for
heard.
more. I'm
I
saying
know, I know what you're talking
in my
about.
life,
Mhm.
that is the side hustle that has made me the most money, practically, is
Mhm.
buying something and then selling it for more,
Okay.
Okay.
whatever it is.
Pogs are coming back. Buy some Pogs.
Here we go.
What up, homies? NC Marto in the house. Holy fucking tits, man. What a bunch of crybabies all week. Jesus. Help us get to 50,000. We're almost at 50,000. Come on, help us on TikTok too. Jesus fucking Christ. Shut the fuck up. Jeez. Well, fuck you guys for controlling my damn mind and brainwashing me into opening up a burner account just to support you guys. I love you. Hey, everybody else, fucking do it. All right, peace. Bye.
So I'm talking about NC Marto.
Oh, I love that.
Hey,
What a guy. What
he's
a
doing it
gem.
right. He's
Yeah.
doing it right. And because of him, we keep inching closer. And because of everybody out
What are
there.
we at right
keeps
now? You want a live
tap the
count?
follow button.
You guys want to see a live count right now?
Are we up to the? Yeah, I mean, it's getting
think
it's so close. I don't even want to know.
Okay. 49,723. 270 away.
It's so come on. Just
Too
get in
close,
there.
really.
That's so
Get in there
close.
right now, please. Okay. All right, time for 5-star reviews. Remember, you can just submit a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. That's what it's called now, or iTunes, whatever. They keep changing the name. And whatever it is, we'll read it on the show, no matter what. And we don't read these 1-star reviews on the show, but I've got a habit of going back and reading them on the days that I do the reviews, that I gather the reviews, Bill Belichick style, right? It's like getting your bad press, right? For me, it's invigorating.
It's the only way you can get better.
It's like watching a video Colin sends you on the Discord.
Yeah, you're training yourself. You're training yourself.
You can get through that.
I like reading the 1-star reviews. Most of them are usually people who hate one of us, either me or Pat. Usually, there's a lot of ones that call us libtards. Also, ones that call us MAGA. So I guess we're MAGA libtards. And then there's some that complain we don't do enough news stories on a show where we literally only cover news stories.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
But those ones aren't important. Here is a 1-star review we can piss all over today, though, fellas, because I know that's what we want to do. And it was from B. McKernan back on May 16th, 2020. The title is 1-star. Title is Pat McAfee. Why so salty? Your own fault. You're part of the Barstool Pawns and will never be independent like McAfee the GOAT.
We're so independent right now.
Said guess what, B. McKernan? We're officially an independent podcast who's definitely heading into our second year all on our own. So suck on that.
Suck on our independent cocks.
Yeah. Also, McAfee's the man.
That's my fault.
That's my fault.
That was my fault. I made fun of McAfee on one show, which I like him too, but I can make fun of people, anyone that I want to. And I made fun of him on one show, and I got a bunch of shit from that guy Randy that used to be all following us, and he was like, "He's the nicest guy in the world. Fuck you, Mark." And then this guy wrote the review. It's like, okay, everyone get off Pat McAfee's cock. I made a joke about him.
But he's
a fine fellow.
This guy's anger made him write something that he thought would never come true. We'd never be independent podcasters, financially stable like we are.
A lot of Pat McAfee dick riders out there.
Sorry, B. McKernan. We bested your expectations of us. So that's what happens when you write a 1-star review about Hard Factor. You get hoisted upon your own petard. So
that's true.
Watch out.
You'll never be independent. Like there was always a chance, right? Like why would we never be independent?
Don't wish. Yeah. We were hanging on by a thread back there. I don't know what he was talking about. Yeah.
Right. It's more likely that we were going to be independent than not.
People literally called us an island in the Barstool universe.
Yeah.
Right. Writing was on the wall, really. B. McKernan, you're not seeing the field very clearly. All right, now let's move it on to 5-star reviews, the only ones that we really dignify. But I like to make fun of the 1-stars when we show them off, show them wrong. Okay, here we go. 5 stars from Shocks P with an X. Shocks P says Pringles can. Love the show. The November 12th Pringles story inspired us to purchase every flavor and power rate them. Barbecue one, as I think we suspected. Hope you all get a kickback for that one. Cheers.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It sounds like a good day for them. And yes, as I think barbecue not only won for them and that we predicted would win, but I think if you Google best Pringle flavor, it's the most popular. It sells the most and is the most popular.
I think our initial was like it was like because the guy did the plain can and we said he should have done barbecue because that's the best one.
Yeah.
And then we said maybe sour cream and onion. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, good. Called it. And thank you for confirming, Shocks P. Next 5 stars from the Awoken one. Completely the opposite of San Francisco is the title of this. Greatest podcast known to man. If you don't like this podcast, you probably are a moron who loves San Francisco and stepping in homeless man poop.
That's amazing.
The Awoken one is
Bush
amazing.
West was here to see that.
Yeah, he would have loved that one. And then we got the next one, 5 stars from Ralph Nader, spelled wrong. It says, get those numbers up. Hard Factor to the moon, HAGFD.
That's
We're with
right.
you, Ralph Nader. We're with you. And then last one, 5 stars from Peter Gold. He says, cheat on the news. Great takes from great dudes. Love the transitions when they're smooth, but I want to drill my ear hole when I hear Pat say, it's time 3 times, and then hearing the animated voice. Grinds my gears. At Commie Pat. Also, the voice makes me think of the You Can't Last 30 Seconds games, LOL, HAGFD. So I mean, it sounds like he's upset with you, but also happy with you at the same time, Pat.
I remember the episode he's talking about.
What happened?
Pat said, "All right, here we go. It's time." And then he couldn't find the video. He wasn't on it yet. He goes, "All right."
This was one instance.
Yeah, it was definitely one particular instance that got him recently.
But also at the same, I wonder if Peter
we all
Gold,
do that though.
Do you think Peter Gold has to like then jack off after the show because if the voice? I mean, it's a sexy voice.
I wouldn't. Why don't we put up a poll on who thinks Darcel's voice is sexy today on the show?
Yeah, I bet you if you looked at our statistics, we're probably driving a lot of people to Pornhub right after this.
Yeah,
because of that voice, I would think.
I mean, we went through 200 voices and said definitely Darcel's.
It's not our faces, you know that. So that's not why people are going to Pornhub after the show.
No, it's Darcel's voice. We have like 15 minutes of her voice too. It's not just these short little clips, so suck on that.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah. We might release that on Patreon.
Pat, anything to say to Peter Gold?
More like Peter Silver.
Oh, burn. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor this week. As always, thank you for listening and following us on Instagram, which you're definitely doing already because we asked you to follow during the show, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. It means so much to us as independent podcasters. We truly love every single one of you in the Hardo Hive and could not do this without you. But most importantly, have a great fucking weekend.
See you tonight, trivia.
Trivia. Yeah.
Patreon.com/hardfactor.